Alex Pereira had his sights on Khamzat Chimaev and told his own manager to talk to the UFC in order to set up this fight with Khamzat at 205 pounds so they could fight on that UFC 283 card in January. But according to Pereira, Khamzat turned it down. Now, if this is true, the reason why that's interesting is because that would mean the UFC actually talked to Khamzat about it, which also shows that they're interested in that fight. And Khamzat's been ruthlessly calling out Alex Pereira ever since Alex beat Adesanya, saying how easy the fight is going to be, calling it easy money. He says, one road, finish him, this is my belt, let me fight. And he said ready to fight in Brazil, which is that January card. And it's crazy, after all that trash talk, Alex is saying that Khamzat turned it down, which is a bit off-putting because wasn't Khamzat the guy that missed weight and then fought Kevin Holland? So why would weight be an issue for him now? I mean, there is a difference between 180 and 205, but he's been saying over and over again that weight is not an issue. He would even be a 3-division champion, he said. That means going up to 205 pounds eventually in his career, and what is a better time than fighting Alex Pereira? Let's say hypothetically he beats Pereira there, he would probably get an immediate title shot at 205 pounds. And the thing is, Pereira is an easier matchup stylistically than most of the light heavyweights, because most of the light heavyweights can actually grapple for real. So why wouldn't he be up to fight Alex Pereira at 205 pounds? Now, there wouldn't be a belt on the line, because Pereira is the 185-pound champion. But Khamzat's talked about it before, he doesn't care about the belt. And he said that after he missed weight at 170. The only thing that would make sense is it would give Pereira a much bigger advantage going into that fight, because we know that Pereira walks around 230 pounds, and we know that Khamzat usually walks around at 200 pounds, so he's about 30 pounds lighter. But most likely what's happening is Khamzat's been keeping his weight down a bit just so he could cut down to 170 easier. I'm pretty sure if Khamzat knew he would have a fight up at a higher weight class, we would see him much bigger, just like he's posting on Instagram right now. The guy's looking absolutely massive, bigger than I've ever seen him, and it does explain why he's calling out the 185ers. But there would be quite a bit of a size difference here, and that would make the fight more even. Alex has a size, and Khamzat's gonna have the grappling skill, the stylistic advantage because of his wrestling. Khamzat Chimaev is a nightmare of a matchup for someone like Alex Pereira. That wrestling style is something that Alex is going to have a very hard time with. His wrestling really isn't all there. He has the strength and size to defend and even try to take opponents to the ground. But when that gets met by someone like Khamzat, who's able to throw around middleweights when he gets a hold of them, I do not see Alex stopping those takedowns. The thing going for Pereira is the fact that Khamzat doesn't move his head too much. His defensive striking is not caught up to his offensive striking, generally speaking, and that's an easy guy to hit for Pereira, man. He could probably find something in the middle there. He could probably even intercept a takedown with a knee or something. If anybody could do that against Khamzat, it would be someone like Pereira. If anybody can get the timing down as fast as possible, it would be that kickboxing legend. And at 205 pounds, I think the fight is actually a lot more interesting, but at the end of the day, I would side with Khamzat. Putting any wrestler against Pereira right now is just not doing him justice. I mean, it's going to happen eventually where he fights a Whitaker, or he fights Vettori, or even if he fights Khamzat one day. And that would probably be the end of Alex Pereira as a champion in the UFC. But now with Pereira saying that Khamzat turned down this opportunity, we are most likely going to get that Adesanya rematch. And if this is all true coming from Pereira, it is still very interesting that the organization entertained this fight with Khamzat to even talk to him about it. But I'm expecting to see Khamzat come out in the news, say something about it, because I have a feeling something is not true here, or at least a bit exaggerated. So I hope something can happen here. I hope maybe Khamzat comes out and says, no, I'm in this. I'm willing to take the fight. It would be a great fight to look at in terms of when does size trump the skill when it comes to wrestling? Would Alex be too big and too strong at 205 for Khamzat to dominate him with his wrestling? Because if that's the case, if Khamzat can't take Alex down easily, we would have ourselves a fight. Khamzat would be in a lot of trouble in the stand-up. He does not want anything to do with Alex Pereira strikes, man. If not, the Adesanya rematch is fun, I guess.